Please tell me this time everything's okay. Honest to God. It just seems to be one disaster after another with this software, doesn't it? Oh dear. Why me? Fishing UK, Glasgow. Hiya, mate. Well, I got here in the end. Hopefully you can hear me now. It looks like the microphone's actually switched on this time. Like teething problems. Hiya, Rob. There's 10 or 15 minutes down the tube straight away, isn't it? Oh dear. At least everything's alright now anyway, and everything's working. Gremlins, that's right, Ian, yeah. For some unknown reason, it switched the mic off, so the mic wasn't the selected device, and it not only switched the mic off in the OBS software, it switched it off in the Windows software as well. So I went into Windows and it was stuck on some default device that wasn't my Yeti microphone. So I've changed the Windows default back to Yeti, and I've switched the device on the OBS software to Yeti, and it's fired up and worked. So the things that, you don't change the software from one week to the next. I mean, all to do is switch it, close it down after the live stream's finished, and then I don't touch it again until the following week. And for some unknown reason, it just something keeps resetting itself or something, I don't know. It wasn't audio last time, was it? It was video. You could hear me, but my picture froze. This week it was you could see me and no audio. It's got some good functionality, this OBS live stream software, but it's not the best. It does have its hiccups, and things don't seem to go very well. It's probably my fault really for not spending enough time getting to know it, because the only time I ever use it is on a Wednesday night. I'll switch it on at 8 o'clock and switch it off when the live stream finishes, and I won't touch it again during the week. I don't bother looking at it or getting to know the ins and outs of it and stuff like that, and I probably should. But once the live stream starts and I can talk and everything goes okay, I generally think, well, do we really need to do anything else? But I probably should, to be honest. Anyway, I'm here now. Good evening. Good to see you all again. Just looking at my phone, because the message has gone off. Nothing that won't wait. Has anyone actually been fishing? Or is it just everybody doing the same as me and not bothering? Tell you, I am going to bother this weekend. I'm going fishing on Saturday. Yes, the rods are coming out on Saturday. I was looking. I was having a chat to one of my mates the other day, and in fact, I think it was yesterday or Monday, and he sent me this clipping from a newspaper. I can't show you the clipping, but I'm just going to call it up on my other PC. It's from the Daily Mail, something like that, and it's how the roadmap back to normal life will look. And it says it's got a load of bullet points on it. One of them's outdoor sports, including golf and tennis, may be allowed at some point in the next month. Well, we're already allowed to go fishing. So, you know, that's not for us really, but it says rules on staying local and travelling in the UK for holidays will probably be eased in May. This is in the paper of how our roadmap out of lockdown is going to look. Holidays, travelling in the UK, rules on staying local will probably be eased in May. Now, I took one look at that and I was not happy at all. You know, I want them eased now, or, you know, on March the 8th when the kids go back to school would be perfect. I'd be quite happy with that. But I'm going to be very, very unhappy if he doesn't let us, you know, travel a little bit further until May. I will be extremely peed off if that happens. So I think it was I think my mate says it was the Daily Mail. Just see if it says on what he says. Yeah, Daily Mail. Yeah, I was in the Daily Mail. So we may not be able to travel till May, which is, as far as I'm concerned, unacceptable. So what I decided to do when I read that is basically get a ticket for the local water. So I'm gonna pack my gear on Saturday, go down the lake and see if I can get myself a ticket. I'll take my money with me and a passport photo, and I'm going to go to the brickworks on Saturday. So I shall be fishing the brickies, which is local to me. Like it's closer than Boris goes on his bike, so nobody's going to say anything. And I should be all right on there. Like, I'm not going to have any, you know, Gestapo bailiffs from the fishing club saying you've travelled too far. I'll just be able to go there, like, and do my own thing. So that's what I plan to do. Like, I'll get a season ticket for the brickies, Morton Brickworks, and I shall go fishing there starting on Saturday. Evening, Danny. They're not going to allow people to move around the country with so much uncertainty about variants and effectiveness of vaccine. Yeah, probably right, mate. I'm just going to have to suck it up and get on with it, like, but I'm not going to not go fishing. I've been quite happy to just give it a wide berth, like, through January, February. I mean, it's a lousy time of year to go carp fishing anyway, to be honest. You're always up against it and struggling. So I will, now we're coming out of it, and you know, the weather's starting to warm up and things are going to start improving over the next month or so. I'm just going to fish local until such time as I can travel, which it suits me really, actually, because the brickies is it's got loads of fish in it, good for a few runs on evening sessions, and I can film on there. So, you know, you'll see a few videos coming from there probably in the next few weeks. So it's worth getting the ticket, and if I get a season ticket, I can use it for next winter as a winter water when it's quiet and there's not so many people on. So happy days. It seems like the right thing to do for me at the moment. You know, once I can travel, like, I probably won't go there again, or I might just drop on there in the evening times with my video camera if I want to do some filming. But apart from that, it'll tide me over just so I can travel again. You just signed up to every local angling club. More and more staying local is the right thing to do until more people are vaccinated. Yeah, fair enough, Danny. I've been vaccinated, mate. I was vaccinated a month ago. So as far as I'm concerned, like, I'm good to go. End of the day, we are doing all types of fishing we wouldn't be doing. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still going to be carp fishing on the brickies, like, that's what it is. It's predominantly a carp water. As far as carp fishing on Whittle goes, like, the first place everybody goes to is the brickworks. A lot of people cut their teeth on that lake, a lot of local anglers. So I'm quite happy to go there, like if it gets me out, and you know it's not far from my home, like 10 minutes away. So that is what I plan to do, and I've got some time off next week as well. Like I'm off a couple of days next week, so once I've got my ticket on Saturday, I get my season ticket, then I'm good to go when I want, like, and I've got 2 days off next week, and after that I've got a couple of weeks off in March. One starting on the Monday the 8th when the kids are allegedly going back to school, and the other on Monday the 22nd for a week as well. So I've got 2 weeks off in March and a couple of days next week, like Friday, Monday. So I've got plenty of time to go. And with all these, I mean, I've got loads of unused holidays, you see, and I don't want to be sitting in. I was off last Monday, the Monday just gone 2 days ago, and I spent it gardening. Bloody gardening. Bald eagle, alright mate. Welcome along to the Wednesday night madhouse again. So yeah, it's been a while. Like I think the last time I went fishing was the 30th of December. I've not been since. So I'm looking forward to getting out, and I'll be quite happy to just get a few hours on a Saturday afternoon like I normally do. So I'm all right, and like I said, at least I'll be able to film again. Yeah. No, well, I need somewhere to go filming anyway, Danny, since the plug got pulled on PA. Um, I've got to find somewhere new anyway. I've got a place, but it's in North Wales, so I can't really go there. So I need somewhere else as well, like, and the brickies fits the bill, to be honest, quite well. So it's a good place to like demonstrate methods and stuff like that, because it's got quite a lot of fishing. And it's been a long time since I've fished there. I think last time I was there was 30 odd years ago, and it was barren and bare and looked like a right dump. But I watched a couple of videos on it this afternoon, and there's all trees and greenery, and all the paths have been done, and like pebbled or stoned, nice flat paths around the lake and stuff like that. I thought, bloody hell, that's a bit of a difference, like from 30 years ago, and all the trees have obviously grown a lot bigger. There's a lot more greenery around there now. So yeah, at least it'll be a little bit more easy on the eye, if you like. Bonus of fishing not being centered around one species. Yeah, you can fish whatever comes along, like, that's fair enough. I mean, I do a little bit other than carp fishing, like a little bit of lure fishing, a little bit of barbel fishing, but only at certain times of the year. And to be honest, I haven't done any lure fishing this year. The last time I had the lure rod out was last year. I was going to say 2 years, but it's not quite. He was here before, Bald Eagle Fishing UK Glasgow. He was first to comment this evening, but he hasn't said anything since. So he has been here. I don't know whether he still is. Your cormorant and grebe awareness vids are good to go. Just film wildlife. Yeah, I saw that video, Danny. The osses, it's a shame what's happened to them barbel. Like, they're going to destroy that river. A few people have said it's on the decline, and it's so sad. And yeah, just seeing those barbel dead is not a nice sight. Not a nice sight at all. I don't know what you're going on about there, Danny. Funny how the rules don't even think about some YouTubers can be sponsored by camera companies. Wonder where that would lie. He's not sponsored by a camera company. I know it's the top end of Brockholes, in it, where he filmed it. But you know, it's not fishing. It's just a video, you know, looking at fish in the water that have been destroyed by otters. I don't really see a problem with it myself. He never identified it. I don't think he identifies it as Brockholes. We just know it is because we know the stretch. So I don't really see a problem with the video like that. Like, it's highlighting the problem. He was pike fishing earlier, but you don't know if he caught anything. Well, he's up in Glasgow, he should do. Pike Central up there, isn't he? Allegedly. The Bricky in Rill does look a good water, Ian. Yeah, you're right. It's a very locals only water, that one. I thought about joining it myself because it's I generally have a limit on my fishing of about 50 miles. If I can keep it under 50 miles from my house, I'm quite happy. I wish this thing would stop jumping. It just keeps spiking every now and again across the screen. Yeah, I try and keep within 50 miles of my house if I can. And the Brickies in Rill, I plotted the course to get there and looked at the route planner, and it's 40 miles. So it's within range, but it's a long way along the Welsh road, like, and I'd rather go in the other direction to Cheshire. I mean, Capesthorne and Reedsmere are 45, so it's closer to me than Capes and Reedsmere, but I'd rather go out that way because in the same area I've got like a dozen other lakes. So if I can't get on one because it's busy, I've got a massive choice, whereas if you drive out to the Brickies in Rill and it's busy, you're kind of screwed. So I don't like the fact that it's one water out there on its own and there's nothing else there, because there's not really much out there to back it up. But yeah, I agree, mate. It does look a good water. Video is a video. No YouTuber ever did name a video. Yeah. How have you managed to turn a film about dead barbel into he's filmed a video and I can't? It is what it is, mate. I wouldn't penalise him for what he's posted. It's a 2-minute video showing dead barbel. So, you know, he's not profiting from it in any way, really. He's not trying to sell tackle or gain sponsorship or anything like that. He's just pointing out something very important, that all the barbel are being killed by the otters. Gizmo, all right, mate. Well, the club is full of double standards, Danny. I thought you knew that. Fishing's full of double standards, mate. It's always been like that. And they're openly sharing it because it's important. So I know they've persecuted him, like, but I don't think he takes any notice of him anyway, to be honest. It's only a handful of idiots who've persecuted him. It is what it is, mate. But I'm glad he posted it because it's raised awareness. Mr. Tyler, all right, mate. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Getting ready to go fishing, that's what I am. His mate had a take off an eel on a live streaming session. Oh dear. Yeah, there does seem to be a lot of eels in them locks up in Scotland. The video had ads on in the comments section. Well, I'm not bothered, Danny, one way or the other, mate. It's clearly it's bothering you, but I'm not worried about it. he's raised awareness of it. Like, they don't know as the club can do anything about it anyway, because otters are protected. And knowing PA, they'll just go round and round in circles anyway, and nobody ever does anything. They're good at talking and no action. And you'll kind of get used to that after a while. Like, I've had 20 years of it, like, so I know what they're like. They'll all be up in arms about the dead barbel, but nobody will do anything about it. I guarantee you. They had a seal on there for about 6 months. Remember the seal? Years ago. I think I put a post on the old forum saying something along the lines of, for crying out loud, somebody just shoot the damn thing, because it was eating all the barbel. But they never did anything about that either, I don't think. It meets their agenda to persecute otters. Well, our agenda, Danny, everybody's agenda in the club really should be to protect the barbel, because it's our fishing. And without the barbel, the river's, well, it's just roach and chub in it, and they won't be very big because the otters will start on them as well. So the barbel do seem to be prone to it though, don't they? Being taken. A club in such high esteem. Keep the rules across the board. They are overrated, mate. And the exclusivity builds the hype. You're absolutely right. They are very much overrated as a fishing club. They're not the be all and end all by any stretch. It's a nice ticket to have because it's got a wide variety of waters, but that's all. Nothing else. It's not got a lot else going for it. Like, they do kind of run it quite well, but when they come up against problems like that, they don't do anything about them. They just procrastinate forever. Yeah, there are some better free waters around. A lot of clubs have got better waters than PA, mate. But you can't tell that to the people on the waiting list waiting for the golden ticket. They're always dead excited to get in. I've actually mentioned that in the video before. I think it was Carp season. I did a video called Carp season about catch rates throughout the season, and I think in January or February, right at the beginning, I mentioned the amount of anglers who get into PA early in the year, and they're starting at the worst time when they're not going to catch anything. And a lot of them end up disillusioned. Quite a few do. But hey ho, it is what it is, mate. As long as you've got somewhere else to go and film, don't worry about it. I don't think he'll get a letter for that video. It would be very, very harsh if he did, as far as I'm concerned. He wasn't even fishing, so it's not really a fishing video, is it? Yeah, that's it. Don't renew. If you're not happy with it, don't renew. Yeah, I don't mind it myself. Like I said, it's got a good variety of waters to go at, lots of them. So it's choice. And in this day and age, with fishing getting ever more popular, especially with lockdown, I mean, you've seen what it was like last year. It was just ridiculous. The amount of people on the bank was just, it was a disaster. So it's nice to have a choice of being able to go to different places, like, rather than just all your eggs in one basket. And for PA, they've got a cracking choice of waters, so it suits me. Suits Rob as well, by the sound of it. One of my mates has got in this year as well. It'll suit him too. Yeah, it's a different type of video, Danny. I mean, it's not a fishing video. He's not telling you how to catch those barbel or how to access it from the wrong spot or anything like that. He's just like found a load of dead barbel where the otters have dragged them out from the main flow onto a little island and ate them. And, you know, that kind of thing does need bringing up. The fact that he put it on his YouTube channel is irrelevant, really. Yeah, it offers you somewhere to hide and get away for your pleasure fishing. That's right. You know, that's all you can ask for, really. I suppose really anywhere, somewhere you can hide. You just don't take your camera with you wherever you go, no matter what club you're in. You don't have to take your camera. It's not often mine gets. I mean, I always have a video camera with me, but I tell you what, it's not often it gets switched on. I certainly don't film and blog everything. Not even close. Lucky if I make 6 films a year. And sometimes I'm hard pushed to do that many. I've got to be in the mood for it. And half the time I'm not. I'm perfectly honest. I'm quite happy to just sit there and chill out after like a week in work, getting stressed out. It's just nice to go and sit down, not have a camera with you or anything, just go sit, watch the fish, cast to them, catch a few, just chill out. You'll be filming on river sections this year, that PAS own. Fair enough. Probably get away with it on the river sections, Danny, because not many people know where they are. They're very difficult to identify, and especially on the River Severn, it's all very samey. You can't tell one stretch from another, they all look the same. Drones the lot. I'll look forward to that video, Danny. Let's see what happens when you post it. Oh, be fishing the other banks that sensible clubs own. Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. You can do that. Shrewsbury Anglers has got stretches opposite PA, I know that. They're pretty easy to get into. They've got a lot of like Preston boats and stuff like that. Lim, pretty close to PA stuff as well. Like there's a few clubs with waters that are opposite PA, and yeah, there's not a damn thing you can do about it, mate. It is what it is. If you want to stick 2 fingers up at and do it that way, that's fine. You know, they're not going to be able to say anything, are they? You can even say, over there, that's the PA side where I can't film. And it's such and such a stretch. I can just see them all now foaming at the mouth. But, you know, if you're on the stretch that you can film on and they've got sensible rules, then nothing you can do about it, is there? What club on the other side are you filming on, Danny? There you go, Peter wants to know. Evening, Pete. Yeah. You will know when I film them. I would actually caution a word of warning on that, Danny, because people have long memories, very long memories, and they won't forget what you've done. And there may come a time in the future you may land yourself in hot water and they won't give you any quarter at all. So I would caution you on that one. Don't shove it in the face, if you know what I mean. Do your video, put it out there. No one can say anything. Don't mention the stretches or anything like that. Just and put your video out, and keep it a low profile, rather than just get in their face. Otherwise, you might. Useless to you now, or useless to me. I quite like my PA card, Danny. Like I said, it gives me plenty of options on places to go in the centre of Cheshire. Even if I'm fishing other clubs' waters, usually they're round the corner. I mean, I've got access to other waters 5 minutes from Dove and Sandmere and places like that. It's, you know, for me, it's handy. Like I said, it gives me options. And the way carp fishing's going at the moment, you need options. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket and fish one water. I can go fishing on a Saturday afternoon, mate, and I can drive around 5 lakes before I find a swim because they're so busy. As a content creator, the PAS card's a waste of money. Yeah, it is a waste of money, but you know, I'm not just a content creator. I'm a content creator second. You know, I don't want to work in the fishing industry like you. I don't want to be a full-time angler. I don't want to be sponsored. And I'll make me videos when I feel like making them. It's a hobby. And if I can't do them on PA waters, that's fine. But the card still has a lot of value for me, mate. And a lot of my mates are in the club as well, like, so it's good for the social. So for content creation, I can go somewhere else, that's fine. It's a pity I can't do it on their waters anymore because I kept a low profile and nobody, not one person, has ever bothered me over PA waters. Nobody ever knew where they were. I never advertised them. Anybody who asks, just say, look, you know, YouTube channel policy for me not to name the waters. So I never did. And I've made a stack of videos on PA waters. Half the videos on my channel are on PA waters. And I would have carried on doing it, but you and Carl ruined it for me. Let's be honest. But that's okay. Like I said, I don't mind. Yeah, you clip to the rules set by the club. That's right. That's all you can do. But it's not a card. It's not a card to be given up, mate. It's got plenty of value. For content creation, I don't value things on a content creation basis like you do. It's not, you know, the blog, the channel. It's not the most important thing in the world. It's to be honest, it's never, you know, okay, you get a few pence out of it off YouTube from AdSense revenue and stuff like that. But, you know, I've got virtually 2 other jobs. And YouTube is never, ever going to fill the gap of the money that they earn. Ever. It's chasing YouTube's a pipe dream. It's never gonna earn you enough. So you know, let's not look at it from a content creation base. It's me hobby's fishing, and that's the end of it. Like, and I'm quite happy to go fishing. And PA has an awful lot of value for me. It's a keeper. I've been in 20 years, Danny. I've been in that club 20 years, and I'll never leave. I was a bailiff for 5. You know, I'm a servant to the club. I do my work parties every year, except this year because we don't have none. But you know, I've always got my work party in, always done my bit, and it's a club that's close to my heart. So yeah, it's got a lot of value, mate. Let's have a look. Yeah, vlogs don't really matter. Fishing first. Well, I don't actually make vlogs, Stu, to be honest. I mean, I don't, you know, have a camera following me around saying, here I am today, and, you know, I'm going to try this, and I'm going to try that, and I'm going to try the other. I generally just focus on what things can do. what people can do to make things cheaper for themselves. that's cheap rigs, cheap baits, cheap everything. Yeah, I am filming on a second channel so I don't lose subs, because I'm trying to grow the channel, Danny. But there's only 200 subscribers on here. It's not monetized. Doing it for nothing. So, I ain't making anything from it. It's just that I don't want to go backwards. You don't take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. If you can do it another way so that you don't do that, then you will. Yeah. See, the thing is, Danny, if it was really that bothered about it, I just wouldn't do the live streams at all, because they'd be setting me back. I think, oh, I'll do them live streams on another channel. I would just sack the live streams, full stop. That would be my thinking on it. But yeah, it keeps the sub count ticking over without going backwards. I mean, I can't remember the last time my channel lost a subscriber in a day. Some people do unsubscribe, but there's more people coming in, so it's always positive. I've never had a 0 subscriber or a minus in years. Yeah, he's just stating his opinion, but Rob, he's entitled to it. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. Everybody has different priorities. And I know Danny chases sponsorships and stuff like that and tries to get as many as he can, because he wants to be I suppose the word is professional fisherman, professional angler. So he does his stuff, does what he wants to do. Can't knock him for that. Can't knock him for trying. If you can make a living out of something you love doing, then great. But I'm all for a comfortable life, me. I don't particularly like my job, either of them, but they pay a lot more than being a professional fisherman ever will. Yeah. It does come across that way, doesn't it, Stu? You do come across as hurt by PA, Danny. You're not happy with it at all, which is fair enough. As far as I'm concerned, you weren't doing any harm. I didn't know that though. You never once wrote to anyone at all. They've all contacted you. Maybe that's where you're going wrong, mate. You need to put yourself out there and start contacting them as well. Might get some better deals. Yeah. I don't think he'll drop it, Rob, because the card does have value. From a content creation point of view, it's got none. But get away from it and relax and just chill out. It's a pretty good card to have. Gizmo, you're on the BAA card on the team for barbel. Do you know the first barbel I ever caught was from the team, Gizmo? At a place called Hambridge, which was, funnily enough, a PA water. But yeah, it's a beautiful river, the team, but apparently that got decimated by otters as well. You get hundreds of emails a year offering sponsorship, turn them all down as you don't fit in with fishing. Yeah, well, they've got to fit in with what you're doing and your own personal ethos on things, mate. That's the way it is. My personal ethos is I won't accept it from anybody. But that's just me, I'm not here to to get free stuff and to you know, advertise for someone basically. And I'm not here to do that. They can advertise for themselves. Let's have a look. What is he saying? Just a normal guy who goes fishing and films it. Yeah, fair enough. Sponsorship comes as channels grow. Yeah, can't argue with that. I mean, I got quite a few emails offering me all sorts of other stuff. Oh, we'd like to work with you, this, that and the other. But I turned them all down. They don't even send me emails anymore, Danny. I haven't had any kind of email or PM offering me sponsorship now for a couple of years. So I've got them well trained. Now, I remember you saying that the end game for you, Danny, was you'd rather make a living from fishing and be a professional angler. I remember you saying that on the live streams last time we were doing live streams on the other channel years ago. You made it clear that you wanted to be a professional angler. Yeah, if money was my goal, I'd be better getting a second job with the time it takes. Create content for YouTube. Enjoy it, yeah. Yeah, that's why I do it, because it's a hobby. I enjoy it, but I don't do loads of it. Like, I don't what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not on the hamster wheel like you are. There's a bit of a disconnect there, Danny, from what you're doing and what you're saying. You know, you upload every week. You've got a schedule, 6 o'clock every Friday. Bang, 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 bang. You haven't missed a video in years, mate. And that doesn't sit with I'm making videos because I enjoy it and helping people and sharing. That's someone who is looking to get on and is on the YouTube treadmill week after week after week after week. Yeah, Stu, absolutely. They're all on tiger nuts, mate. There are so many fish that appear in bait adverts caught on tiger nuts, it's unreal. They should be done under trade descriptions. Just the lies and the misleading in advertising and fishing is just off the scale. That's mainly why I've got a channel, because I'll just show the alternatives. Don't bother using them expensive boilies at 12 quid a kilo. Get yourself a sack of maize, 8 quid for 20 kilos. Mostly on corn. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, fake corn in a PVA bag with some pellets. You fish 3 times a week. Yeah, that's a lot, Danny. For anybody, that's a lot. That's if you're fishing 3 times a week, mate. That's more than a hobby, really, isn't it? I go once on a Saturday afternoon for a few hours. 3 to 7 weeks ahead with the blogs. Yeah. Yeah. If I was on a wheel, I could make 2 a week. Nah, Danny, you're on a wheel, mate. Trust me. Compared to the average YouTuber, most people don't upload weekly. They just upload when they feel like or when they can be bothered. But if you commit to a schedule, you're on a wheel. Yeah, pigeon conditioner, 17.99 for 20 kilos is right. Yeah. Stick some in a piece of armour mesh and you're away. You don't even need to get any hook baits to put fish over the top of it. Pre-baiting with fake corn. Oh dear. The one-liners are coming out now. Yeah. Yeah, and you were writing your blog as well for 7 years, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's it takes a lot. You've been doing it for a long time. I have. I mean, I still write my blog. Um, Not very often, but I still do the odd, maybe one post or two posts a year or something like that. I'll do a couple. I still write mine because I like doing it. Yeah, but you don't do it anymore, do you, Danny? You do YouTube now and get paid for it, and you get free stuff sent to you. No sponsorship, no money, no nothing. Not doing it anymore. You explain that. One vid a week is just fun. If it wasn't, it'd stop. Yeah, it's you could try and argue your way out of that one anyway, mate. But it's a matter of perspective. You fish 3 times a week, so one video a week's probably not a lot to you, but to any normal person who just as a hobby and only fishes once a week, or once a fortnight, or even once a month, that kind of schedule is impossible to do. It's a wheel to most other people. It's a wheel. It's a matter of perspective. I think it's a wheel. Moving on slowly, Louis. All right, mate. Boring. Yeah, that's right. YouTube's the same, mate. You can only film so many sessions doing sticks, floats and chub and stuff like that, or barbel. They all kind of go down the same way in the end. Everything stagnates, and then you have to find something else to replace it. Yeah, Louis, lucky to get out once a month. You'd be shaking it once a week, but once a week's all I do, Danny. It suits me. I've been through the going for longer and more, and I'm quite happy just doing the one session a week now. Some of your house have to work Saturday and Sunday. Well, I did have to work last year because we were in lockdown. I was doing Wednesday nights on the shoe, but I'll probably do that again this year, to be honest. But I might do the brickies instead. It all depends how far we can travel and where we're allowed to go. But I did two sessions a week right through summer. And to be honest, mate, when I dropped back to one, when it got too dark to go, and there was no time between setting up and having to go home again, I didn't miss it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out as well, Stu, back on their waters, but we're quite stuck at the moment, aren't we? Sure, it'll come eventually, like. I tell you what though, even if I go to their waters, I still take my cameras with me. You never can tell when you're going to need them. Not just about fishing for me though. You never know, I might find some dead barbel to film. Oh, if your gear's still got labels on. Oof. Need to do something later. Yeah, that's right, Danny. Instagram loves a PAS picture. Absolutely. Instagram's full of them, mate. If you follow the right people. Yeah, that's what makes a mockery of the rules, Danny, in the first place. I mean, I've every sympathy with you with them stopping the filming. And I'm not happy they did myself, but the rules are just stupid. And they are being broken routinely every day on a regular basis by people on Instagram. But, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. People will always post the pictures. And I think that's why they did away with the publicity ban in the first place, or got rid of most of it. And yeah, I don't really know what the answer is. They'll never defeat social media, mate. No matter what rules they make up, they will never beat social media. It's here to stay, and that's the way it is. So I thought they'd move forward, like, and modernise themselves a little bit, but they've come back to the dark ages, I think. Yeah, for your own personal account, Stu, that's right. But you'd always take a camera with you, don't you? Bald Eagles, see you next week, mate. Take it easy. Eagle. What's that? Stop and filming is what is in the bigger picture. I'm just glad they stopped now. As had they left it a year, I would something contact with other waters and found it harder. Lost contact. You would have lost contact with other waters and found it harder. Yeah, I understand that, Danny. Yeah, because you would have dropped the tickets, and you know, if you again, that's putting all your eggs in one basket. I haven't taken the card for the Brickworks yet, but I'll get one on Saturday. But even without the Brickworks, I've got 4 tickets. Some of them I won't even name, because they're none of anybody's business except mine. But I've got 4 club cards. And they're all not easy to get in. Well, apart from Warrington, like, which is open access, the other 3 are not so easy to get in. They've got waiting lists on all of them. Yeah, and things will change, Danny. You know the people who moaned at you and brought these rules in may drop out in a few years' time. They may get fed up and disillusioned, leave the club, leave fishing altogether. You just don't know what's going to happen. Times and things change. I've noticed that. You know, over 30 years, I've been carp fishing now, 31 years. And over those 31 years, I've seen some mega changes. So, you know, things will go again. Things will rotate again. And, you know, until that day happens, you know, just make allowances for it and fish somewhere else. Before you go, like the page later. Cheers, Bald Eagle. Yeah, give us a like, everybody. Yeah, no, I never name waters, Danny, unless it's a day ticket water. or one that's, you know, open access to anybody. You can fish on data, because I wouldn't name it. Yeah, it's just a case of when they're going to stand up to the moaners. I mean, I think they've capitulated, Danny, to a minority group. Basically, most of the membership don't care one way or the other, and aren't that bothered about it, like. But it's just a minority of people who swims your fishing and stretches your fishing that's bringing attention to what they're doing, and making life harder for them. And you know, you get that in all walks of life, mate. People are going to try and, you know, people have got a good thing going, they're going to try and defend it as best they can, and they don't like the new lad coming in and upsetting the apple cart, which is pretty much what you did, really. But yeah, things will change again, mate. Make no mistake. Until they do, just bide your time. More views and comments than the entire season's pike fishing section. Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah, but you know what the saying is, though, mate. Any publicity is good publicity. So, you know, an awful lot of those people would have gone over to your blog and watched and subscribed. So, you know, it's you may not be able to do the films anymore, like, but I think you've gained a lot of views and subscribers from it, mate. So don't worry about it. Swings and roundabouts, isn't it? To be honest, mate, the pike section was always dead anyway. The pike anglers in this club are probably more secretive than the carpers, and unfortunately for you, as you found out, the barbel anglers in the club are bigger bitches than the carpers. I've never known anybody bitch like a barbel angler. They are the worst of the worst, mate. I'm telling you. You'll find more haters in barbel fishing than any carp. I'm telling you, they are an absolute mare. They're quite happy to stick a knife in your back. Yeah, your PS vids rocketed. Yeah, because they were all watching it and foaming at the mouth. Yeah, the barbelers are the worst, mate. I've never known them. Anybody, you know, they're just like they're much worse than carp anglers. Yeah, they do. Some of them don't like the secrets getting out. What's that, Stu? You get your winch cam for your RT4. I'm going to say something now, Stu, that's probably going to be quite embarrassing. But what's an RT4? I'm trying to make my mind up. I'm 50-50 between a 4x4 off-roader and a bait boat. But I'm not quite sure what it is. Nah, Danny, I don't know about bait boats and carpology. I've never read, never watched a YouTube channel. It's just I don't like the vibe or the feel of carpology. Not really for me. It's a bait boat, right? Okay. There's so many of them around these days with so many different names. You know, I've seen videos of like you know, reviewing sub £200 bait boats and others costing £1,000 and stuff like that. And Someone even had an underwater one, like an underwater camera that went everywhere. How deep will it go? Depends how deep the water is, where it sinks. What's that? Bait boat from Carpology. One-handed, remote, built-in deeper. No. Young lad Joe does some good reviews. No, don't know. I've had a bait boat. I've got nothing against them. But I really only think they should be used where you need them. So I had one for fishing a syndicate that had power lines running over it, and it didn't just have one set of power lines, it had 3 right down the centre of the lake, 3 sets of power lines, so you could not cast from one side to the other to the far bank, and there was no fishing on the far bank, so you know where all the fish were. And basically the only way to get at them was you had to use a bait boat, drive under the power lines, drop your baits off, and that's how we caught the fish. So yeah, I had a bait boat. I got a stack of fish on it, using it. It had a purpose, but once I left the syndicate, I sold the bait boat and bought a set of 3 Torics, put the money towards it, and bought a set of 3 Torics TEs. So I don't have a bait boat anymore. Yeah, Stu. There you go.
I've got one.
I've had that for a long time, Stu. It's not the Chirp version. It's a Pro Plus, this one, but it's not a Chirp version. I bought mine before Chirp came out. I think it's 3 years. I've had it now, 3 years. 3 years, I think. I bought it in February 2018, something like that. And to be honest, mate, the number of times I've used it in 3 years probably count on one hand. Less than one hand. It's really handy when you go onto a new water and you don't know what the depths are like. You spend a day just casting this around and mapping it all out, so it comes up on your tablet. And after that, bloody useless. So although I've got one, it's not used a lot. So are they worth it? It's a lot of money for something you don't use a lot. But I bought one. My mate uses deeper, thinks they're alright. Yeah, they're certainly alright. I mean, I remember catching a fish with mine. I took it onto a lake a syndicate it was on, out in Cheshire. I've dropped that syndicate ticket now, like I decided not to renew it. I took it on the lake there in winter, in first week in February when I got it. Dead excited I got this deeper, and I cast it out a few times and wound it in and looked at the depths and the bars in the lake and stuff like that. And it was a carp syndicate. All the other fish had been taken out, so there was very little in the way of roach. Like there was a little handful of perch, 1 or 2 catfish and 1 or 2 bream, and nothing else. Just the carp that was stocked. Even the carp that were in the lake originally had been taken out. So they had this water with about 100 carp in. And as I was winding it in, coming up to one of the bars, off the back of a bar, dead steep, about 12 foot down the back of a bar, it started pinging fish. I was like, ooh, right, okay. So I made a note of where it was and went back the next week and fished the area. And I picked up a £27 mirror. First time out with the deeper. And a week later, like I was holding this absolute chunk of a fish in my hands. Absolutely brilliant. But That's probably the only time I've actually used it as a fish finder. I just happened to run over a shoal of fish that were held up in a winter holding area, and I found the winter holding area and plundered it. But apart from that, the rest of the time I've only ever used it really to look at depths. But it's a useful bit of kit, definitely. But once you've got the knowledge in your head of what's underneath, you don't need it again, because you know. And obviously all the traces that you do you can save them on your phone, so you can look back at them, so you don't need to do them again. Fish are hard syndicates. Bait boat really helps, because as soon as the lead hits the water, they're gone. Yeah. Story of my life, that, Stu. Happens to me a lot, that, mate. Fish just doing one. Getting sick of it, to be honest, but that's angling pressure for you, isn't it? It's getting quite bad these days. Yeah, it keeps your feature finding, yeah. Good for how hard the bottom is as well. If your bottom's rock hard, it'll be white and yellow, and then it goes like a darker colour as it gets softer. So you can tell what the bottom's like. Lad on Belmont the other day, I checked the card, said no fishing in front of me at a deeper house. Wow, how deflating is that? Next minute he had liners on the rods. Yeah, well, if they move in, Danny, I suppose. Just because they're not there 1 minute doesn't mean they won't be the next. Evening, Will. All right, mate. I hope you're well, mate. Pop mine in the back of a bait boat, yeah. Luke, been fishing again, mate. 60 fish. Not bad. Do think you're slipping there, mate. I'll blame the cold weather we've had recently for your lack of fish. 60 is quite low for you, mate. Usually you'd have busier days than that. Get it deeper for your boat, yeah. Just get one that you can cast, Will. Don't even need a boat. Better off cast out anyway. All good, and you just working me nuts off. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I'm still in work. I'm not furloughed or anything like that. Working from home, but I still have to get the work done. I'm not doing overtime or anything like that. We don't have any overtime, but I have been rushed off my feet a few times in the last few weeks. It's not good. Busy. Different day, same problems is a polite way of putting it. But if you're going to work your nuts off, Will, then you're better off doing it now while it's cold, and then slow down a bit, take some days off when it's sunny and warm in the summer. Work and more work. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's all life's become at the moment, isn't it? It's just like a cycle of work, sleep, work, sleep, work. You're back working local. That's fair enough. At least you can be home at a reasonable time then, mate. Yeah. I'm gonna break with my break from fishing anyway. I think it's over now. I shall grab myself a pint of milk tomorrow when I go and do the shopping. I always go shopping on Thursday, for the weekly shop, and knowing that I'm going to go fishing on Saturday, I always pick up a single pint of milk to go in my rucksack, for making me tea and coffee and stuff like that for the day. So I haven't bought a single pint of milk since last year. but I'm going to pick one up tomorrow. It's symbolic. It means I'm going fishing on Saturday. Yeah, it is, Danny. I'm telling you that for a fact. It is way easier to get your gear ready. I mean, I knock off work in the summer, mate, at 5 o'clock. Bear in mind, I'm working on a laptop here on the desk, and I'm not in work, so I don't have to drive home through the rush hour traffic or anything like that. I'm already home, so I've, you know, in the daytime, because I'm working at home, I've done my flask, I've done my butties, my gear's by the door, and, you know, at 2 minutes past 5, I'm in the car and driving, and I'm usually at the lake by 5:30, 5:30, 5:45 at the latest. So it's working from home really does have its advantages if you want to go fishing in the evening in summer. And I made hay. You know, once we got into May, the clocks go back, and then the light nights start coming more and more. From the beginning of May onwards, I just went fishing every Wednesday. And of course, the good thing was, because I wasn't driving to work and back every week, the extra fishing trip, basically, I wasn't using any more petrol than usual. So worked out quite well for me in the end. Evening, James Martin. Nice to have you along, mate. I hope you're well. Yeah, home at 5 every night, so good for the kids as well. Yeah, Will, fair enough, mate. That's good. You're an organised guy, but now you're organised. Yeah, it's amazing where you can you know, nick little bits of time and stuff like that and make life easier for yourself. Things you can do while you're at home that you don't need to do at the lake or anything like that. So you can just literally just drop everything and go. DB fishing, only fishes for pike, well worth a look. Yeah, I watch DB fishing, Stu. He's alright. I've been watching this channel for years, mate. He's doing well as well. I tell you what, as a YouTuber, he's getting a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, and he's doing really, really well. Favourite time of year to fish has got to be spring, James. Anytime. Spring. April, May. 2 best months of the year by far. Everything's coming to life and going green as well, which is brilliant. Yeah, Danny, I'm with you, mate. I've got I have the same rucksack, because the only thing to pack in my rucksack really is my camera, my food, my flask, and a couple of little bits of tackle and, you know, a light and stuff like that. So I have the same thing in my rucksack all the time, but I have different buckets. So I have like a Carp bucket, a PVA bucket, a barbel bucket, everything. And obviously if I'm going lure fishing, like, I just have a rucksack for that as well. But yeah, I have separate everything, mate, and I can just grab what I want and go. It's all there. I literally just got to pick it up and put it by the door. So I'm always organised like that, mate. September to early December and March to early June. Best time. Isn't that like most of the year, Will? September, October, November, December. That's 4 months. And then March, April, May, June. There's another 4. That's like 2/3 of a year. Is your favourite time? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being greedy, mate. I just like spring. If I had to pick one time above all, it would be April and May. But you know, I like the long summer days. You know, like June, July, when it's floater time. Just creeping around with the floater rod's brilliant. Have some of my favourite fishing sessions then. Yeah, DB's a good lad. Yeah, his channel's doing exceptionally well. Him and the other fella who's always on that little river, that little pint pot river. He's done so many videos on it, they're getting boring. The ginger fisherman. Those two are they seem to have YouTube cracked, the pair of them. Both doing exceptionally well. Jan, Feb and March. Yeah. They're not my favourite months, Danny, just because of the cold, really, more than anything. I mean, like you say, they're shouled up, and if you find them, you can have some good days. But I like it warm, mate. I like being in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. So what, 70 degrees, 70 plus, shorts, t-shirt and a floater rod. Get out when you can, I say. Gizmo, absolutely. Yeah, if you've done your homework and finding the fish. You'd be amazed how many people don't do that, Danny. They turn up and just like go to their favourite peg, or they pick somewhere, they look around and they think, oh yeah, this is a nice place, and they'll sit there because it looks nice rather than go find the fish. Barking mad. That's my plan, Will. Go to a local lake on Saturday. I've not fished since the 30th of December, and I think it's time, mate. Getting fed up of staying in now. I had the day off on Monday and went and did the gardening. Bloody gardening. I wouldn't mind. I cut myself as well. I was pruning a bush, and you know, like the pruners. I snipped my hand. Don't know if you can see that there. I literally snipped into my hand while I was doing it. And I've got cuts all over the back of my hands there, see. Bloody rose bush did that. So yeah, I don't want to do no gardening this Saturday. I just want to go fishing and sit down. Need some bank time. That's right, yeah, we'll need some bank time, mate. Homework is looking in the background and working out where people who put the time in. Yeah. Well, we know this, Danny. That's why we never name our waters. You know that. People are always looking for you. They see your video, they look at you, they watch it on YouTube, and they want to go and fish there. It's a natural reaction. I don't get any questions about mine anymore, like, but in the past, because you know, like the videos are quite old now and they don't get as many views. In the past, like I've had literally emails every day. Where's that lake, mate? Where's that lake, mate? Where's that lake, mate? Oh, just on and on and on. Where's that lake? How do we get a ticket? A corker. You were like a pig in muck because you were happy, Danny, or it was very muddy. You weren't wrecking in the Mersey, were you, by any chance? Sloppy, muddy banks. Yeah, temps are rising, Stu, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I know we had, 10 or 12 degrees on Monday, but it'd been so cold over the weekend, I don't think they would have switched on. Those temperatures need to stay high for another few days, so the water warms through. and if we get a bit of wind and some undertow will help. The temperature of the lake needs to rise a little bit, like, because it's been quite raw for a while. So that's why I'm going on Saturday. Like, I thought, well, it's been a good 5 days of mild weather, and hopefully that'll get them moving. There's a proper place, no one will fish, and defo has big fish in it. Keep it to yourself, mate. Just something like that. Oh, it's a 2-mile walk from the car. Right, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping will. 5 days of like mild temperatures will definitely have them, steering, shall we say. And I'm hoping that it'll fish well. So I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. I mean, my gear's here, ready to go. It is from last time. I don't need to do anything different. I've got no rigs to retire, anything like that. I just need to rock up and get my rods out. So everything's ready to go. I'm not one for doing stuff in the house when it comes to planning. I prefer like to, if we need to tie rigs, I do them on the bank, or anything like that. I'm very last minute when it comes to things like that. But last time I went, I was okay with my gear and this, and nothing's changed since then. So I'll just turn up and fish. Two-mile walk's quite brutal, Danny. To be honest, that's like quite a hike, that, mate. You sure it's two miles and not like 500 yards or so? Because 2 miles is actually a hike. It's a long way. All I say is, if you're going to go that far, mate, travel light. And that makes it harder. I've got a water like that, Danny, where the ground is uneven and the water's a long way from the road. I think it's about 1,000 yards, but it's over really rough ground, and the lake doesn't get fished that much. 1 or 2 people will give themselves a heart attack dragging the gear that far, but not many. And it's a shame, like, it's a pity they can't make some better access. But yeah, as Will said, that's a mission, mate. Thing is, if nobody goes there, and there's the thing, if you've got any like bushes or any undergrowth around or something like that where you can stash gear, then you can put your gear in a zip up bag or something like that, and just doss it in the undergrowth and then walk back. So the only thing you'll really be taking with you is your bait. Carry a bucket of bait with you for 2 miles, that's not so bad. But if your gear's already there, then you're laughing. The lads used to do that on the hole. When there's a Winsford water they call the hole, which has got it's got a big leather in it, like it was £40 at one stage, but it's down to about 37 now. And it was a big long walk, and the lads used to just stash the gear in the undergrowth on the side of the field, so that they didn't have to drag it all the way back again. Seeing some fish topping, and it's a nice swell, so looking good. Fair enough. Be interesting to see how big they are, mate. Get the farmer to drop your gear off on his quad. Never pay off a farmer, that's true. Yeah, they always have decent waters, farmers, don't they? I know a few that, I tell you what, I've never met a poor farmer either. they're always crying poverty, but you know, they've always got like a brand new combine harvester and they're driving around in a Range Rover, and then they're crying they've got no money. Decent set of bite alarms for an overnight at the cost of them makes my eyes water. You don't want to hear my answer, James. I'm a Delkin user, mate, so I would only recommend the TXI Plus, but you know, they're like 100 and what, 130, 140 quid each-ish, something like that. And obviously you'd need a receiver as well. I believe they do some good Fox ones, like the Microns. I think they were 19.95, 20 quid, 30 quid, something like that. Set of them would probably do you, mate. But I do like my Delkins. Has it been out twice over 40 last year, as it will? The last I heard it was 37 something, it dipped down again. One of my mates was fishing for it last year trying to catch it, but he missed it. In fact, he missed everything. He didn't even have a fish. But it's not exactly an easy water, is it? Let's be honest. Yeah, Coram and Fox doing really good value bite alarms. 10 quid. I'd go with the Fox ones myself. The Microns have been around a long time, like, and they're always reasonably solid. March and June. Yeah, I think he didn't go on until after that, I think, Will. I think he started in July or September, August, something like that. Yeah, James, I do. I'm been fishing for years, mate, and I like the Delkins. I bought my first set of Delkins in 1995. Before that, I had what they call super compacts. And before that, I had Bitech Vipers, and before that, I had what were called super compacts, which are old alarms. I bought my first set of Delkins in 1995, just standard ones. Then I upgraded them to TXIs, which had like a receiver, and then you plug the alarm in to make them wireless. And then when the TXI Pluses came out with the burglar alarm on, I bought a set of them. So from 1995 to now, I've had 3 sets of Delkins, and they've been spot on, mate. As far as I'm concerned, you get what you pay for. One of my standards missed a beat and needed to be sent back. It went a bit funny, a bit haywire when it was wet, and it just needed resealing. And I sent it back to Delkim. This was back in the 90s. Sent it back to Delkim on Monday, and I was fishing with it on Cape Storm Hall on Friday. So from mailing it back to them on Monday morning, I was fishing with it on Friday, and they resealed it and it was as good as new and never played up again. That's the only time I've ever had a problem with a Delkim in 3 sets over, what, 95, 05, 15. 95 to 05 to 15 in what, nearly 30 years. And there's one thing to be aware of, James. I mean, you could get the Delkim EVs, like Danny says. Delkim do bite alarms. That's what they're primarily for. Like, you know, they develop bite alarms for donkey's years. They're English, and they're English made, and they've got brilliant customer service because they're made here. You send them back, they'll fix them and turn them around and get them back to you really quick. But other companies like Fox, they didn't make the name in bite alarms, mate. They made the name doing bed chairs and bivvies to start off with. Bite alarms came along later, and they're manufactured in the Far East, as are most other bite alarms. So the service on them's crap, because they just get these things in from the Far East and then ship them out and sell them. But they don't really have someone who can do the repairs, whereas Delcam are absolute experts in it. So I would take a Delcam over anything, any day of the week. The after sales, just for the after sales, and the fact that they're the best. That's why I use them in the first place. I don't want to, buy an alarm that's been made in China, starts playing up, got to send it back. Sorry, we've got no parts. And you start getting the excuses from them then, and you'd end up very much out of pocket having to get it done by someone else, or you'd end up having to buy another one. So I'm quite happy to stick with Delcams, because they're English made, English built, English designed, and they got good after sales. The end. That was that for the sales pitch. Delcam EV for years for pike and carp, yeah. They all work well. Bomb proof, absolutely. 2 months on your Fox alarms, Will. Yeah, a lot of people like the Fox alarms. They've got good things to say about them, and you'll find people knockers of both. I'm not keen on anything Fox, to be honest. They're a jack of all trades and a master of none, and they've got some good things in their armoury, but they've also got a lot of tat as well. So I'd definitely take the Delcams over the Fox any day of the week. Yeah, buy cheap, buy twice. You know what they say. It's just what happens if something goes wrong. You'll find it a lot easier sending stuff back to Delcam than you will to Fox, because Fox, they're a major tackle company, whereas Delcam are a specialist in bite alarms. They don't really sell much else but them. But Fox are a bit of everything, aren't they? You sold them when I got them back. They didn't like the winter. Right, okay, well, fair enough, yeah. So you'd be not a Fox hater then, you wouldn't like their alarms. No, James, I don't do overnighters anymore, mate. I gave them up years ago. I don't bother. My alarms have been out all night. I do still do the odd night, couple of year, and I regularly fish into dark, so I might fish till midnight, depending on the water I'm on and the time that the fish feed. I can be out before dark, before it gets light, and up until midnight, but I don't actually take a bed chair with me anymore, and sleep on the bank. Daiwa Sensatrons, oh crikey, yeah, I remember them. They were awful. They didn't last very long, did they? I remember all the hype around them when they first came out, and as soon as they hit the market, all you heard was, "Oh, they're a load of rubbish. Don't buy them." They were the first real challenger to Delcam's, to Sensatrons, and he lost hands down. Fair weather alarms, yeah. Fair enough. I know some people will say that about Delcams, Will. You don't know what you're going to get when you buy them, do you? You just hope that they'll work. Delcams most of the time do, but you'll still find people who are willing to knock them and say, "Oh, well, I had some and they were a load of rubbish." And it swings and roundabouts. You get a bad one of everything now and again, don't you? But I know people who swear by Fox alarms, mate. They won't have nothing else. So it's swings and roundabouts. I keep saying to him, like, but what are you going to do when one breaks and you've got to send it back? And you soon find out when the after service lets you down. But while they're working, you know, nobody worries about it, do they? Right, anyway, chaps, I think it's time I went. I've just realised I've been going for an hour and 35 minutes already, which is a bit longer than the hour I'm supposed to. But I was 10 minutes late starting today, like, so fair enough. Fingers in it. I can't believe I nearly snipped one of my fingers off as well with those loppers. I was very clumsy because I was going so fast. And they dug right into my hand. Yeah, James, cheers, mate. That's a pint. Nice speaking to you, mate. Yeah. They've never really let me down, Will. Like I said, one failed on me on Cape Stornall in the middle of the worst rainstorm. You know, rain literally bouncing off the floor. Heavy as can be. And one failed on me then. Got a little bit of water in it, but they resealed it and sent it back to me within days. And I never missed a session with it or anything like that. I had a spare anyway, so I was still okay to carry on fishing because I had a set of 3 and I was only fishing 2 rods. But they actually had it back to me in time to go fishing. And you know, that's you can't bottle that. Service like that's absolutely spot on. But you don't get that from a lot of tackle companies, unfortunately, especially ones that manufacture in the Far East. So always stick to Delks is my advice. If mine ever break, I think I've had mine now, the set I've got 2005, they're about 15 years old, something like that. I bought a brand new set of TXIs and a receiver. I got them for $520, and I've never looked back. Changed the batteries in them once every couple of years, and they've never missed a beat. Right, let's call it a night then. So James, Will, Gizmo, Rob, Danny, Stu. I'll just go back and see who else was here because I can't remember everybody's name. Bald Eagle's gone, hasn't he? Ian, you've been quiet this evening, Ian. But thanks for being here, mate. Luke, Park Lake, 60 fish. I expect more from you next time, mate. And I think that's about it. There might have been a few others earlier on. I don't think we'll still be here now. Bald Eagle's gone. Peter Hodgkinson. Cheers, Peter. You've been quiet as well, Mr. Tyler, as always. Good to see you here. Carp Jacker, he was on at the beginning, and Fishing UK Glasgow. Nice one. Cheers, guys. Thanks all of you for being here tonight. And I'll see you next Wednesday. And hopefully I will have been fishing. And I might have something to talk about besides work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep. But we'll see. Right, take it easy, guys. And I'll catch you next week. Thumbs up and stream ended. Nice all.